When you think about AI, you probably picture massive data centers or complex code, right? But what if I told you the whole thing, the entire revolution, kicked off with just a 17-page document? That's what we're digging into today. We're going right back to the very beginning, to the single proposal that basically invented the field of artificial intelligence. So here it is. This is page one, the document that officially proposed what they called the Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence. And you got to understand, this isn't just some old paper. It's like the birth certificate for AI. The whole plan was to spend one summer, just one summer, and lay the entire foundation for a brand new science. Okay, so let's set the scene. It's August 31st, 1955. And you've got these four scientists who put together a proposal for what honestly sounds like a summer camp for geniuses. They wanted to get 10 people together for 2 months at Dartmouth College. But here's the kicker. Their goal wasn't just to study intelligence. No, they wanted to figure out how to build it from the ground up. And right at the heart of their whole proposal was this one incredibly powerful, almost shockingly bold idea. A single thought, a conjecture, really, that would go on to define the entire field of AI. So what did they say? Let's take a look. I mean, just listen to the confidence in that. It's staggering, really. They're basically saying that every single aspect of our minds, learning, how we reason, even creativity, all of it can be broken down, described so precisely that a machine can be made to do it. This wasn't just some dry technical proposal. This was a huge philosophical statement. It became the bedrock for everything that followed. So, to put it simply, thinking can be mechanized. That's the takeaway. In their minds, thinking wasn't some kind of magic. It was a process. Sure, a really complex one, but still a process. Something you could take apart, understand, and, actually build. But they didn't just stop with this big philosophical idea. Oh no, they laid out a real concrete plan, a list of what they called grand challenges that they thought they could make a serious dent in just one summer. So let's check out this incredibly ambitious to-do list. Okay, this list is it's incredible. You're literally looking at the seeds of everything we talk about in AI today. Natural language processing, it's right there. Neural networks, yep. Machine learning, even AI creativity. It's all on this list. Just think about that for a second. Every single time you ask your phone a question or see one of those crazy AI-generated images, you are seeing the result of a goal that was set way back in 1955. They basically wrote the roadmap for the next 70-plus years of AI research right here. Let's zoom in on one of these, neuron nets. The proposal was asking, hey, how can we arrange a bunch of hypothetical neurons to form concepts? They were trying to reverse engineer the brain, basically. And it's this exact idea that decades down the line would explode into the deep neural networks that power pretty much all of the most powerful AI we have today. And then there's self-improvement, which might be even more ahead of its time. They actually argued that any truly intelligent machine would have to be able to improve itself. I mean, that is the core idea of machine learning, right? The idea that a program can learn and get better on its own. And they were talking about this in 1955. It's wild. So, who were the people behind this incredibly bold proposal? You might think it was some big committee, but nope. It was a small, brilliant group of guys from both the university world and the absolute cutting edge of the tech industry at the time. Just 4 people, 4 minds. That's all it took to come together and kickstart a whole new era of science and technology. So, let's take a closer look at this dream team. And here they are. You've got John McCarthy from Dartmouth, who was the logic guy. Marvin Minsky from Harvard, he was all about simulating the brain. Then from the corporate side, you had Nathaniel Rochester from IBM, the guy who literally designed one of their first big computers, and the absolute legend Claude Shannon from Bell Labs, the father of information theory. It was this incredible mix of academic brainpower and real-world industry experience that made this whole proposal possible. I mean, what a lineup. Now, did the 1956 summer workshop actually solve all these huge problems? Well, no, of course not. But that's not the point. The legacy of the proposal itself is just undeniable. The vision they laid out, that became the North Star for generations of AI researchers who came after them. So when you boil it all down, their goals were super clear, right? 1, make machines use language. 2, make them form concepts. 3, get them to solve problems only humans could solve. And 4, make them improve themselves. That was the checklist. a checklist they wrote almost 70 years ago. And really, every time you use any kind of modern AI, you are interacting with the direct legacy of this exact vision. And that brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? When you look at their crazy ambitious goals from back then, and then you look at the world we live in today, how far have we actually come? Have we blown past their wildest dreams? Or are we still wrestling with the same fundamental problems they pointed out way back in 1955? The answer isn't as simple as you might think.